Okay, so in the last 30 days, as you can see, I spent around 15 grand on lead generation in one set of ad accounts. And in this video, I'm basically just going to show you the ad structure that we're using for every single account. So campaign, ad set, and ad level, exactly what we're using. And I use this across every single account that we're running on. So you know that the ad account setup is correct because we're getting great results for pretty much every single one of our clients, and the ones that we are still working on, that lead cost is going to be coming down as a result of our strategy. So I'm going to walk through the ad account structure that we use, and then you can just copy it for all of your clients, whether you're doing lead gen or you're doing sales and purchases. So I'm just going to get straight into it. So I'm not going to do any sort of, like notes or anything like that on this. I'm actually just going to build it out for you in the ad account. And you can apply all of the same principles that I'm going to use while building it to any kind of campaign, including e-com, lead gen, or even if you're doing like webinars and booked calls and that sort of thing. It works for everything. And yeah, so I'm going to go straight into the campaign creation. And while I do this, I'll sort of try and give as much instruction as possible on why I'm doing what I'm doing and justifying that for you. So leads or sales is what you're going to be picking. Again, it doesn't really matter because this will work for either. I'm just going to pick leads just because the setup is easier. Now, for both of the campaigns, you're going to choose a manual campaign. Don't choose Advantage Shopping if you're doing e-com. If you've already got an Advantage Shopping that's working, don't turn it off or just change it completely. That's fine. Maybe it works for you, but generally manual campaigns are going to be better. So just pick manual campaign for whatever you're doing. And these are a few things that don't change no matter what you're doing. So you're always going to turn on Advantage Campaign Budget. And that's because we're going to use the ad sets to act as a testing ground for the different type of ads that we're going to run. So you need to be able to let Meta decide where your budget is going to go, because Meta is the best at figuring out where the budget's going. If you're trying to allocate certain budgets in the ad set level, you're going to create inefficiency, not more efficiency in your ad account. So leave your Advantage Campaign Budget on, and then that's basically all we're going to do on the campaign level. So the ad set level is more or less where we're going to be doing most of our heavy lifting. So the ad sets are going to act as literally sets of ads. So in each ad set, we're going to have one sort of concept of our ad creative. And that means that your campaign budget is going to be allocated to the ad sets that have the best ads inside of it. So when you're making an ad set, you're usually going to want to have at least 3 ad sets running all the time, because you're going to want to be testing against the ones that are working. So what we usually do is at the beginning of a campaign, we'll usually test at least 2 video concepts and at least 2 image concepts for every ad account that we're running. So to do this, you would duplicate all of these ad sets and ads, and you're going to make 4. And so each of these ad sets is going to basically represent one type of creative. Now, a lot of people just separate it by, say, like just images or just videos. That can work. It's completely fine. But the main thing you want to do is you want to be getting a real result from your tests. So when you make an ad set, you want to know, okay, well, what am I actually testing here? Let me try this particular angle. Maybe your product is good for sleep, as an example. So you have an ad set that has a bunch of ads where you're talking about the benefits of sleep. That way, when you're doing a test, if it doesn't work, you know that it's not necessarily the ad didn't work. It's that that concept isn't very good in that niche. It means that people don't care about that benefit. So each of these ad sets is going to represent one different concept or one different angle. And then you're going to set this all up the same. So what you're going to do is you're going to turn dynamic creative on. If you're running purchases, it's likely that dynamic creative will be on the ad level as a flexible ad. But if you're doing leads, you can still run dynamic creative. Neither one matters. You can set them up both exactly the same. The only thing you need to remember is one ad set with one ad inside of it is what we want to see here, just like this. So we're going to turn dynamic creative on. And your location is just going to be whatever locations you target, just basically wherever you can service. Obviously, if you're in the local niche, it's dependent on your service area. But if you're doing e-commerce, you're likely able to serve at least your own country and then most likely other countries as well. You're going to leave Advantage Plus audience on, and you're going to leave Advantage Plus placements. There is no situation where I ever change either of these. It doesn't make any sense, in my opinion, if you're optimizing for conversion to ever change any of these settings. So I would just leave everything how it is. And if you have particular requirements about age or gender, where you literally cannot serve a particular gender or age, then you can obviously exclude them using the detailed targeting here. So now we are on the ad level. Now I'm just going to scroll past this here so it doesn't show the Facebook pages. But once you're here, you're going to see that you're actually able to upload far more images and videos because we've turned on dynamic creative. And this is why dynamic creative is so powerful, because you can actually add up to 10 videos and 10 images, or a combination of 10 pieces of media, into one ad set. So like I said, if you want to test, say, 3 or 4 angles like we have here, where each of these ad sets is going to be an angle, what you're going to do is you're going to upload 3 to 4 videos or 3 to 4 images into each ad set that you're running. 3 to 4 is just a rough number. I don't think it really matters. A lot of people like to do 3 as a max. Some people I know fill up the entire ad with 10 images and 10 pieces of media. That's completely fine. You can do whatever you want. It doesn't make a massive difference. But usually when you're separating by concept, you don't have 10 pieces of media for each concept unless you're spending a lot of money on ads. So a lot of the time you're only going to have 3 pieces of media anyway. So what you're going to do is you're going to add your pieces of media into here. I might even just name this ad set so that we can, here we go, sleeping benefits, just so that you can visualize exactly what we're going to do here. So we've got all of our ads ready to go that have sleeping benefits related, which is what we're testing. We're going to see if this is something that people respond to. We're going to upload our videos and images into this one ad, and then you're going to add the maximum amount of primary text, the maximum amount of headlines that you can add, and then you're going to obviously add in your URL. What I would recommend you do in your primary text is you should write long copy in all of your primary text and make the copy different from every other variation. So these should be all unique primary text. Don't just copy and paste and just swap out a few things. Make them very different and make them long, make them speaking about other things. A lot of people do short copy, and that's okay, but if you're good at writing copy, a lot of the time longer copy is going to be better, because the chance that you're going to basically drop a benefit that appeals to that person increases with the amount of text that you write. Because if you care about one particular sleeping benefit or something like that, if you only write about one thing in the primary text, if it doesn't appeal to that person, that text isn't going to convert. Whereas if you write a big wall of well-written copy that has lots of benefits about sleep, it's much more likely that if someone sees that, they're going to read the entire copy and they're going to see one that they can personally relate to. So it's much better to write long variations of copy and make them different enough so that Facebook can find the best one. Because if you just copy paste them all, they're going to basically just get delivered to the same person, and it won't make much of a difference in your results. So yeah, same thing with all of your headlines. Do 5 headlines, put your URL in, and then you can also add multiple calls to actions in dynamic creative, which I like. Learn More is generally going to be your best performer, but Get Quote and what's the other one? Shop Now. Those ones actually do well as well. So I would actually add 2 or 3 extra call to actions here as well. So once you've done this and you've added in 4 ad sets or more into this, and you've got ads all inside of them, so you've got multiple ads inside of each actual ad itself, you're going to be able to start running. And your campaign is going to look somewhat like this. So as you can see, we've got all of our ad sets here. And then if we uncheck this, we can see that we have each of our ads here. And you have to remember that each of these ads is going to have multiple images and videos inside of it. So then once you've set all of that up, you're going to go live, and basically you're going to leave this for 3 to 5 days at a minimum to see which ones are performing the best. And what you're going to see is, because you don't have to do much ad management at all, because all of your ads are just one ad from the ad set, you're going to manage your whole campaign basically on the ad set level. So if the results for this ad set are really good and all the other ones are not really getting a spend, after a week, you'll just turn off all the ads that are not getting much spend, and you'll be left with one ad set with one ad running. And then you're just going to duplicate that ad set put in some new creatives with new angles, new copy, and launch other ad sets to try and compete with it. And the main point that I want to get across in this ad set structure is that you don't need a separate testing campaign and you don't need a separate scaling campaign, because since Facebook is optimizing the delivery of your budget on the campaign level, if you launch an ad set and the ad creatives in that ad set are better than the one that is currently getting spend, you will see spend starting to pull from this ad to this one if this one's better. So if your new ad sets get launched and they only get a few dollars and then they just taper off and they don't get any spend, that's because that ad set isn't outperforming your other ad in terms of optimizing for the conversion that you're looking for. So you can basically focus on just launching new ad sets, and then if they get spend, you know that they're doing well. And this basically makes your ad campaign extremely easy to manage, because you're not constantly having to turn ads on and off to try and find the perfect mixture of ads that get you the best results. You're just focusing on launching new creatives every week to make sure that you can try and outperform the one that's already performing. So this is the ad structure that I'm using for all of these accounts. It doesn't change. I've never changed the ad campaign from what we're running. Basically, in the last 12 months, none of them have deviated from this. The only thing that we do when results are not where we want them to be is just launching more ads and trying to find something that works. So I hope this can help you improve your service delivery. And I hope you took something away from this video. But thanks for watching. And if you want me to run your ads, you can DM me on Instagram.